Sidney Spong in the house.
Nice to see you.
Best name ever.
Thank you
Double
so
letters
much.
SS. There's something about that
Got
that
it
I
from
really
my
like. I
mum,
wonder why. Right, so thank you for coming and having a chat. We are very delighted that you are one of the winners of the Future Sound of Folkestone project.
Yes.
So it's all going to be happening. Yours is happening quite soon.
Yes, so we've got about 3.5 weeks into mine. It sneaks up. It really does, because I think I found out at the end of summer that I got it, and then preparation honestly took on straight away. As soon as I knew, I was just like dive straight into it. But summer holiday, and then boom, it's happening.
It's happening.
Really
I can't
excited.
wait. So tell us all about it. So first of all, date. When is it?
It is the 9th, which is a Sunday, 9th of November.
9th of November,
It is from
2025.
6:30 p.m. is doors, 7 o'clock is when the bands are on.
And what time is it finished?
It finishes at 11.
About 11?
Yeah,
and it's
probably
happening at the
yeah.
Music Workshop, that's
It
right,
is
isn't
the
it?
Music
We love the
Workshop.
Music Workshop.
We love Dan and
Josie and Dan
Josie.
up the top of town.
We do love
Wonderful space for things like this.
For sure, and they've been like the launching pad for my band, so we've been using it as a rehearsal space for about the last year.
Nice.
So we found each other at their open jam nights that they have there, and we kind of built up our band one by one, and Dan's always been so supportive, and it's nice to kind of give back to the space.
Absolutely.
And get something where he doesn't have to put too much into it, because I've got all of it covered, you know, and got the funding
teamwork
sorted.
makes the dream work.
Love it. Yeah.
So who's on the lineup? Tell us about the lineup.
So we've got Illa. Illa is an incredible trans artist who uses technology and kind of imbues her queer identity and her kind of... She's got such an incredible technical voice, and then she interacts with technology using kind of wearable tech in some performances.
Oh, that sounds very cool.
It is the cutting edge. She just came back from I think Montreal, where she was doing a tech expo explaining her links in with all of these AI companies and generative music companies. She's a really fascinating person, and being able to book her the day after she comes back from the Barbican, where she's doing a show there herself. They love her there, and being able to book her the next day is great. Yeah.
This is exciting. So where does she live?
So she lives in Folkestone.
So
she lives really locally, and I nearly doxed her. Then he said her address. Probably not a good idea. Yeah.
Address, phone number, date of birth, and leg measurement, please.
No, but she lives in Folkestone, and she's great, and she's been a massive support for me and a mentor for me and my music.
Ah, wonderful.
And getting to play on the same
sounds
lineup.
Very cool and very exciting, very different.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is what you've got to be these days. You need to have something, a little point of difference, don't you?
Sure.
Because there's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're lucky to have a lot in Folkestone. So Illa is the first one. Who else have we got on the lineup?
We got my band, Oscar. And
Oscar!
So Oscar is my dog, really, yeah.
Oh,
and so
love
we
that.
will be selling Polaroids of Oscar the dog as our band merch. And those are a £5 if you want them.
I'm only coming for Oscar now.
Exactly, I think most people are. I think that's the secret. But we've been a thing for a year now, and it started with me and my best friends, and we've slowly built up a sick band full of just such talent. And people, when they hear us, expect one thing and hear another. I think for fans of kind of Jeff Buckley, you might like my voice, bit Leonard Cohen, bit Joni Mitchell sometimes.
Oh my lord!
But then kind of fused with the kind of new post-punk scene, like Black Country New Road or Black Midi. Those are our massive influences. So, yeah.
Wow, that is a really nice offering. I'm very
well, I mean, I hope we live up. When anybody compares me to Jeff Buckley, it's the biggest compliment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
take
of
all
course.
of that. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Yeah, that's amazing.
B-Tech Jeff Buckley. That's what I'd say. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Illa, Oscar.
Yes, and then the last project is called Law Drop, and that is really the idea that I think maybe got me to win the project, because I think this is where a lot of the effort for the gig is going into for me. So basically I started a project called Law last year, which was lots of events, poetry events set to a theme. Everybody would come and do their poems together, and it allowed established voices to show off their great work alongside emerging talents to come in to the scene. And I've got the some of the best, not all of them, they couldn't all come, but some of the best ones are coming down. We've got such a diverse lineup of different types of poets and different types of people. We've got people in the queer scene, we've got really established voices, and people that literally only started at my Law events. And they're all going to be set to incredible live backing tracks. And so we've got a really cool band built up of like the alternative scene and also the jamming communities in Folkestone, and we've got them to kind of create these lovely transformative like soundscapes around the poems. So it's going to be great.
Wow, this is really cool. Yeah, we loved it. I know when the team looked at the your application, we were like, this is really cool. It's just something a bit different. And brings something new. That's the whole point of the Future Sound of Folkestone. It's like, what do we need? What genres are we missing? What demographics are we missing? How can we bring new audiences? So I'm really excited about your event. We all are. we're all really excited to come along and support. I will be there. The Folkestone Music Town team, as many of them will be there. It's all going to be photographed and videoed.
Banging.
So people can get little snips of it, but I don't want people to have snips of it. I want them to come along and
Tickets
enjoy
available
it.
now.
Tickets available now.
There we go.
Right, so how do people get tickets?
Go to my bio, my Instagram, Sidney.Spong. It's being promoted there. You can find the poster all across Folkestone. There's a little Linktree QR code, so give that a scan and it will take you there. There's lots of ways of finding us. We've got ofThe the band. Search up any of the artists that are in it that I've spoken about and you'll be able to find the links.
Also, we're going to be putting so we'll make sure your profile's up to date on Folkestone Music.
Indeed.
So all of our artists, anybody who's part of Folkestone Music Town is allowed to have their own profile. Yeah. And on that profile, you can put videos, and we can put all the links to these videos, the ones after the event, obviously this video that we're doing now.
Yeah.
So everything.
I put the last one up on the website, and it was really beneficial. Yeah.
Yeah, it really makes a difference. We get 12,000 hits a month on the gig guide for people looking for music stuff to do. So it's well worth being on there.
5 of those will be me.
And 5 of those are you. So what else is there that's going on in your life
my goodness,
that we need to know about you, Sidney?
Well, so much. I've just appeared in Dropouts, which is an incredible documentary created by my best friend Natasha Luchford, and it's about Folkestone's music scene and the alternative sides and maybe the sides of our art scene as a whole that don't get seen as much, and the people that have kind of grown up here in a town where lots of things are changing, and their struggles and their dreams and their hopes, and it was really nice to be part of it.
How do people watch Dropouts?
So you can find Natasha on Instagram and the links there, or just search up Dropouts documentary on YouTube and you'll find it there.
Dropouts documentary
well
on
worth
YouTube.
Watching. Yeah,
I am definitely up for watching that. You told me about that yesterday. I'm going to be watching that at some point over the next couple of days.
You'll see me make a tofu sandwich in it.
Who doesn't want to see you make a tofu sandwich?
Well, let's
find
out.
How do you make a good tofu sandwich?
Well, there's lots of steps, but you'll see.
Yeah, will I learn how to do it properly?
Exactly that. You will.
Right. Well, I'm doing so. Oscar the dog and tofu sandwiches.
This is it.
I mean, we were here to talk about music, but I'm very interested about tofu sandwiches.
Covering a lot of topics.
There's a lot of topics.
That's us.
So you've done that in the documentary with Natasha.
Yeah, and that was great. That was a little expo of my band, and actually the first Lowtide event was featured in that, and so it's nice to be then showing the next one in more ways and in these different streams, because we're an emerging kind of company, Lowtide Events. We haven't done loads of projects in this guise before, although we've all known each other and worked with each other for years.
Yeah.
So the project's in its infancy. We need all of the support we can, and getting the kind of backing of Folkestone Music Town and Arts Council England is really important to us.
It is. It's about sharing the love, all being part of the same ecosystem. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
It's incredibly frustrating sometimes when people you see people in competition with each other.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't a competition.
Yeah.
We've all got our own unique style. We're all trying to do our end goal is the same thing.
Yeah.
So what have you found as a musician? What have been any sort of stumbles along the way, or any hard parts?
Yeah, definitely. I think Folkestone's a hard place to come up as an artist, because there's so many great established artists.
Yeah.
But I think the way to get around that is really just connecting in with your community, and I think the best thing for me with that is jam nights and open mic nights.
Yeah.
You really find your people there, and I think finding my queer family was really important in that, because when you find what makes you unique and what your USP is, and queer family are great for doing that. You know what I mean? They'll find that in you. And once you got that and you sell it, then that can work. But I think we need to teach people and access people early on in our communities and see which ones need that little help and boost and give it to them.
This is music to my ears, excuse the pun. But when I was young, I could have had somebody just to help me with a few tips and tricks along the way that had a bit more knowledge than me. I would love that, because it's a lonely world being a musician sometimes, or a songwriter. And sometimes you're trying to vet your own stuff, and not knowing really if you're going in the right tracks and
feedback
stuff.
Costs nothing, all
feedback,
of that.
Just having a community
and
around
so
you.
on that note, we've actually one of the slots for the poetry, so we're going to open up the workshop. One of the slots will be a community slot, and we're going to kind of ask around, would any poets like to be involved?
Nice.
And hopefully go for another emerging talent, because it's really nice to see people not only perform their own stuff for the first time, but do it with the backing of musicians and a support system that shows them, I can do this, you know what I mean? And seeing that kind of journey is my favourite part.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? It's wonderful that you love and you're encouraging other people and supporting people on their journey. How did you cross over, and when did you realise that poetry and music were a passion and you combined them?
Well, it's kind of a thing of songwriting is the bridge between both of those things, because it is poetry and it is music, right? And I think that's always been the line I've walked, and I never directly merged poetry and music often, besides just kind of interjecting it in random bursts. But actually, recently with my band, I've been experimenting more. There's a sick band called Dry Cleaning that's a big influence of mine, and so we kind of tried to be a bit inspired by kind of a deadpan style. It's very emotive, even though it's really dry. And it's really fascinating, and I think I'm about to find out more of the reasons why I love poetry in collaboration with music, because I've only seen my way of doing it. But seeing 5 other lovely, unique, diverse people doing it, I'll see all of the different flavours.
Absolutely, you can learn something from everybody, can't you? We're always learning and taking tips and tricks along the way. So I just wanted to ask quickly about ofThe, the band.
Yeah.
So what's the lineup? Who's in the band?
The lineup, oh god, yes. So we've got Joe. He's my best mate. We've known each other for years. We grew up together. We used to not like each other, and now we're best mates. You know, this is how life happens.
Why didn't you like each other?
I think because we were both big-headed. Yeah, really.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's Aaron. He's my best mate. He's incredible. He's got
who plays what?
So Joe, guitarist, vocals. We all do a bit of everything, but mainly Joe on guitar and vocals. Aaron on drums sometimes, but mostly guitar, vocals as well. Then we've got Sean, bassist and vocals. We do 4-part all male harmonies. Yeah.
Wow.
And so Sean's
4-part
on bass.
harmonies.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna love this.
And but a lot of screamo vocals as well. It's not all like la, you know what I mean. And then we also have Mason on drums. He's incredible. And yeah, Sean, me, Joe, Mason, Aaron. That's the band.
You and all your mates just jamming out, having a really lovely time, and doing harmonies with each other.
That's it.
What's not to love about that?
Yeah, well, some of the harmonies, some of the time.
Yeah, some take a bit more working out than others, don't they?
Yeah,
but that's the fun bit, working out harmonies. Sometimes you come across something, you're like, is that a 7th, an 8th, a 9th, or a 9th and 3/4? I have no idea, but it works.
9 and 3/4.
9 and 3/4. So what keys are in? Z minor, with a 9 and 3/4 harmony. Figure that one out. It sounds so exciting. We're really looking forward to having you part of the Future Sound of Folkestone project phase 3.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
That was a mouthful.
That was
project
a mouthful.
phase 3. Oh, well, yeah.
It did. Is there anything else that you would? Is there any tips or advice you'd give to anybody out there starting out as either a band, a poet, or a promoter?
I think find what sort of thing makes you, because there's so many different types of artists. There's performers, there's songwriters, there's people that want to do their stuff on stage, and there's people that want to do covers, or there's people that want to just have their stuff sung by someone else. And just knowing that you don't have to be all of those things at once to be the right kind of artist. And you need to try them all, and you need to be okay with it just not going well. And actually diving in head first. I think whenever I leave a jam with a sense of, I didn't like what I did there, there's always a good lesson that I've learned and a takeaway, and something that doesn't happen in the future because I listen, right? And I think listening to yourself and to others is the best tip.
I say this all the time. And also one of the other things I think it's very hard to do, but you have to get used to it, is watching yourself back.
Oh my God.
Video everything you do. And the beauty is these days we've got digital cameras, so it just sits on a hard drive.
Here we go. I'll have to watch this.
We'll have to watch it. I'm sure we'll both watch back and go, what did I say there?
For sure.
Or I pulled some silly face. And actually I say to singers when I'm teaching singers, like sometimes you watch yourself back and you do something that you never knew you did before, that you think, that looked quite good, or that sounded quite good, and then there's something that you did that you thought was good, and you're like, actually I look a bit odd doing that. So you don't know until you watch these things
Completely
back.
agree.
So you have got, it's a constant, life is, anything you're doing is just one constant refinement, isn't it?
Bang on.
And what you just said is it's being free to do that. Now, a lot of people, and I get it, when you first start out, people are like, I only want everyone to hear my best work. It's like, but then you're never going to be able to learn anything.
Perfectionism, it's a curse.
An old boss of mine years ago, Karen, she said, when you're a perfectionist, you're just living in constant failure because perfection doesn't exist. So all you're doing is you're just disappointing yourself all the time. It's like, actually, that's a really good point.
For sure.
And since I've thought about that more, and just actually sometimes you just have to go, okay, it might only be 90% there, but it's good enough to go and perform or to do this, to do that.
Oh, for sure. And do you know what? The person that doesn't do that and doesn't even have that self-analytical sort of side, they just let everything out, bad or good, you know? And they get better because of that. They do. And then they're ahead of you, even though maybe on a technical level or skill level they weren't. They've just been consistent. Consistency is everything, right?
It really is everything. Talent's not enough. And you've got to be consistent. Consistent and persistent. There's another song there, isn't there?
There is.
To go with our weird band name that we just thought of. Anyway, is there anything else you'd like to add before we close this chat?
No, you've been great, you have.
So have you, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.